See, inscriptions are, there is a chapter in what are the merits and demerits of inscription. There are certain things, but normally it's a contemporary record, inscription you have to take. And this particular presentation, there is a more thrust on the inscriptions from Karnataka. See, I have taken few inscriptions from Karnataka, of course some from North also. It is not a very comprehensive, I am not taken from all the regions. So the presentation is based, some important inscription from Karnataka I have tried to give. There is this one, Indians lack the historical sense. It is not so. When you look into the inscription of Kharavela, or look inscription of Rajatarangini, or the Rudradaman inscription, they could take back the history to 3 centuries or 4 centuries. They did definitely have the historical sense. Not about the contemporary history. There are some inscriptions which take us to the earlier phase and make us understand what happened in 300 years or 400 years. Or in sequence they narrated the achievements of Kharavela in sequence. So this is more or less a contemporary thing, but it takes us back to some earlier period also to know the history. Next please. So apart from being a political document, inscriptions are endowed with great cultural significance. Perhaps there is no aspect of life which is not touched upon in inscriptions. This is what, when I was last time looking in from Bandhogar inscription, there are a group of merchants who travelled. There is one around 19 to 20 more inscriptions are there. I was rather surprised to know there is a reference to Vyayamashala. The merchants who come and stay, they can also do the buildings, do exercise. So such a rare reference, apart from the rooms and other habitational things, they also did or do some gymnastics. Vyayamashala, Bandhogar
Approximately which time period?
See, that is 6th to 7th century inscription. There is a Bandhogar inscription from Madhya Pradesh. Bandhogar. Ruler. No, it is no ruler, specific ruler mentioned. It's all a group of merchants, they used to come and settle and they carved some inscription. It is no specific, but calligraphically it is dated to 6th, 7th century. When you, I can't give exact reference, it is in Epigraphy Indica. A group, all Bandhogar inscription, when you see Lahari's index, you will find Bandhogar inscription. Better read all the inscription. It's a very interesting inscription. You may find, why I am citing, you may find some interesting information other than the political thing.
So where were the merchants from?
From
Gujarat or from some other place? Because we have like evidences, inscriptional evidences that Gujarat merchants used to travel through Malwa and they used to come through Prayag and Kaushambi also during Guptan period. So I just want to know that after the Guptan Empire falls or declines, so the continuity of merchants are still there prevalent or there was some?
No, it was prevalent.
So they were from Gujarat, blood.
So what is the name of that inscription? That Bandhogar route basically used towards the Odisha side.
Yes.
Yeah.
Puri, it goes towards Puri.
So basically from
6th century we have the increase of inscription in Odisha. The number of inscription in Odisha.
What is the name of that inscription, sir?
Bandhogar.
It is a specific Bandhogar inscription. It is one article containing 20 inscriptions, all small inscriptions. If you see the index Bandhogar inscription, you will get the entire thing. It is one small reference. So this, as students of this not reveal, explain anything further, but only I want to see how a single inscription can be seen in different perspectives. As a historian, you may look for some political history, as a student of the Sanskrit literature, you can look for Sanskrit elements or poetic elements in inscription. As a semantic, you may see some other linguistic aspect, and the paleographer will look in. So, how do you view? See, only don't see epigraphical only from a particular restricted sense. I want to emphasize, drive home the point, view inscription from different point of view. You may have specific interest, but then see what other things are hidden. See, at the outset, no, inscription doesn't appear very thing, but you have to delve deep into it, see in a very specific manner, then you will unearth how a two-line inscription, how Dr. Sarkar could write 6 pages on it, but all the interpretation, how they develop, how they interpret, we will end up in 1 page after all, giving a translation or some view. But how they it is vast reading, how to relate things, how to, so that you have to develop. And another thing, please don't depend only on the secondary source. I have seen many students coming to the department, sir, ये report दीजिए sir, थोड़ा उसको note करेगा, बस चला गया. So, please go to the transcripts, original inscription. If you have doubt anywhere in your field work, go and re-examine, improve it. Don't say what is given already there, it is a very brief note. It is not an oblate note. You can come to the department, see what the original inscription says, because as Dr. Ramesh used to say, in the earlier phase, there were so many hundreds of inscriptions, the scholars didn't have much time. So they briefly reflected only the object of the inscription. In the annual report, you see only a brief report, brief object. So when you re-examine, you find more inscription embedded, hidden in the inscription. So this is very important. As researchers, you have to time limit, so many factors are there, but unfortunately they depend to a large extent what is rewritten, what is a secondary source, they just do it. So to make your own original contribution, please look into the original Istanbul. Next. So this about the social conditions to which it belongs. Next please. So we have, of course, have chosen Vijayanagar inscription. So how a religious dispute is settled, you will come to know. A Vaishnava there and a Jaina preacher. So king intervenes and tries to settle the issue, making. Once in Vijayawada there was this one, when I was speaking about the Ashokan rock edicts and all, he was asking what relevance it has got for the modern generation. I told it has plenty of sting in FM, this one, and what a few months before the intolerance was raging all around, this our look into our ancient wisdom, what they say, what they preserve, it is only that tolerance. Treat the neighbor and treat your friendly neighbor, all the messages for the younger generation only, what is hidden in the, what is said in the Ashokan rock edicts. So it has message, every inscription has relevance for the modern times also. As I was told the other day when Nagaswami was speaking to you about, I was told about the Uttarameru inscription. It is how the present day in a fair, free, where we conduct the elections. It is from that Uttarameru what happened 1000 years before. So we have definitely picked up lot of leaves from the earlier history and modified according to our present leave. It is not something irrelevant. History has its own thing. What we are today, see, without past there is no present, and without present there cannot be a future. So it is all in one continuity time, flux of time, everything you have to place and look into. So epigraphy, somebody will question you, what we now use in studying epigraphy? It's an obsolete. You are technical IT man, look from different angle what it has got used. So definitely what we are today, these of our predecessors, what the knowledge or wisdom they have given, you have to educate your child like that. You can avoid lot of suicidal, so many attempts with children are because they are stressed. You have to relieve them. Take it to a museum, explain the artistry or the inscription, you can make them lively. Why as parents we are not failing? Why we don't have time? So that's why I have got to BHEL and many things. Though I have other presentation, I am trying home the parents. What is the relevance in you are in Kharagpur? I told you maybe from IIT and the business, engineering sector, that doesn't preclude to know our heritage. What it doesn't prevent? Archaeological evidence, epigraphical heritage. So it's a very big subject. Now everybody should know to appreciate our aesthetic value, what our predecessors have done. Next, please. And this very important, which is a great knowledge, Varadakshina, Kanya Shulka, is again a Vijayanagar inscription. It's a punishment. Social excommunication is to be there, and it is to be punished. Even sometime before, the Supreme Court asked, what are all the punishments that are mentioned? You have epigraphical references. Though there are not major capital punishment like that, for doing adultery, for doing any social, there are some specific punishments mentioned. So this Kanya Shulka and Varadakshina, in any marriage agreement, are threatened to punishment by the king for social exclusion from the community.
So what was this exactly? The Kanya Shulka?
See, at the time of marriage, a girl will be given as a dowry, this one. Here, at the groom side, demanding for marriage what you have now the dowry. It is nothing but dowry. For marriage, you have to give this much amount. It's going everywhere. So this is the Kanya Shulka. And Varadakshina, whatever you call it. And there, you can't give the Varadakshina. So it is much prevalent in northern part of Karnataka, even in Rajasthan. It's a very big melody social going on. But in the Vijayanagar, we have an example where punishment is there.
And so these belong to approximately which period?
Vijayanagar,
15th century.
most of them I have chosen from Krishnadevaraya's inscriptions. Next, please. And what are the privileges? Social privileges like bride and bridegroom riding a horse in procession, being allowed by the royal command, is also gathered from inscription. They were given a special barat privilege. Next. See, inscriptions also throw light on social customs. Brahmadeva refers to sati. So we have lot many. How only as a pointer I am mentioning one or two instances. There are hundreds of inscriptions which cite about the sati, and this being the earlier inscription. Brahmadeva, it refers to sati committed by Rajendra's Chola's queen. It refers to. Next, please. So this, no, I am trying to tell what are all the aspects you can look from the inscriptions. Now this economic aspect is very important. There are many people who have worked on the agrarian system, irrigation system, and so many aspects. Agriculture, as a primary occupation was revealed by many records. Our forefathers bestowed great care and attention system of irrigation. What are the tanks in our dirt, how the irrigation, especially Chola, later Chola and Vijayanagar, we have number of inscriptions. There are already books regarding that. Please, next please. Now again I have reverted back to an earlier inscription, Junagadh inscription, Rudradaman, how the lake Sudarshana was constructed during the reign of Chandragupta Maurya, and its conduits were set up during the reign of Ashoka. So this gives a history. I mean, particularly with regard to the water system or water management. Next, please. See later how it was repaired. First during the reign of Rudradaman and subsequently in the Gupta period during the reign of Chandragupta II. So this, through these inscriptions, we come to know. And there are many inscriptions during Paramar or Chandela, how they dug well, and they just named it after the king also, Mahendra Varma or any such king. For example, I am just giving. They took a lot of activities to see that the lakes and wells are created. Now, whether you go to Bangalore, any metros, all dry. There is no lakes surrounding you. Apartments are coming, and where are the water source? So, how earlier people they took maximum care to create some water, whether for the animal or man, it was a great necessity, and they were very good in that. I mean, though with a minimum populace, they thought of all the things. Now we are in Stockholm, they will do the World Water Week or whatever they deliberate, but the problem persists, water. Next, please. So this economic terms, you will find a large number of inscriptions like Shreshti, Sartava, Vanija, about guilds, business guilds. It's a very interesting aspect. You get a large number of inscriptions from South, Ayahode, Aihode, and many other inscriptions from South as well as Northern India. Mandasur inscription also, we have got silk merchants, guilds. This is an area which, of course, an exhaustive work has not been made so far. So far, it's of perfunctory nature. Here and there, they have picked up some examples and tried to write. But it could be a good work if you can look from all the North Indian inscriptions. Even you go to the earlier Prakrit phase also, you look for some good information. You get a lot of terms. And so when I address some MBA students, the banking, whatever, we give modern terminology. But what was there earlier, we are trying to put in the modern way. So these are the different Sartavaha, especially the caravan, who keep moving from place to place. And Vanija. These are all traders. Next, please. As I have told, Ayavade, Ainur inscription. Avattu Ainuru. These are the famous mercantile guilds which carried on trade with other countries also, and as gained from inscriptions. Next, please.
So which inscription is this?
Aihode. This is from inscription from Aihode. Specific I have not taken, but this is from Aihode. One of the inscriptions from Aihode taken.
Sir, just
Previous, yeah. Ainur Truvar is 500, that is guild comprising of 500 merchants.
Sir, Ayuratavar is also in Ayuratavar.
Yeah, that is also there.
These are all merchants in a particular place. Why it is called Ayuratavar?
No, they don't. They comprise of 500. The units, like 500, 1,000, like that. No,
There are 500 members.
members comprising the guild.
So what would be the time period for this?
These are 6th, 7th century. Next, please. So, about weights and standards, what measures we have. There are a lot of Chola inscriptions, early inscriptions, refers to Vadivel Vidagu, Pandarakkal. These are all the stones, they use. You may find many more references, and I'm not going into a particular aspect, only I want to tell there is no aspect left out in epigraphical work, like tax terms, like weights and measures, all are found. You may try to find something on fine arts, you look into epigraphs. So like that I am telling. Whichever area you may like, you look from that angle, try to gather some information that would be very useful. Because in the course of donation, there may be other reference to some other terms. Next. So, as I referred, taxes. Say taxes such as Irai, Kadamai, Echuru, Veti. There are hundreds and terms, in fact, Dr. Ramesh brought out through ICHR only the economic and social terms. Unfortunately, it could come up to few alphabets up to D or E, something like that. Starting further, he could not complete that. In the meanwhile, he is no more. But he started the economic term because as an epigraphist of any language, whether he could deal with the Tamil, Kannada, Telugu, Sanskrit, fluently, this one, command over all this one, he could handle those things. But only one volume has come. Further, it could not. But Professor Subrahilo, I think he has taken up in continuation of that work.
Volume 1.
Huh? You see, it is in ICHR.
No, what is the book title?
Socio-economic terms
Socio-economic terms and by?
by Dr. P.V. Ramesh. I think it must be available here.
Sir, can you specify each or and the Veti taxes?
Irai,
Each or and Veti. Okay?
Kadamai, and Ichor,
Each or and
Vetti. These termina I can't explain because I don't know exact Tamil, but these are all connected with agricultural products. Ichoru, these are all when it is produced. Some terms have. It is from the cultivator stage to collect the tax. Next, please. So now let us look into the religious aspects. Next, please. Again, I am reverting back to an earlier inscription of Heliodorus, where you have, there are many umpteen inscriptions which says about the, but as an example I am telling, to know about the Bhagavata cult and the Vaishnavism, how through inscription we can build. Even in Mysore, I conduct some thematic inscriptions like Jainism through the ages, Buddhism through the ages, like that. We have got a lot of inscriptions, could arrange in chronological sequence from different dynasties. You can take any aspect. Earlier you might have heard Dr. M.S. Nagaraj Rao, former Director General. He wanted us to go to the schools, education system as reflected in inscriptions, administration